Okay, hi ladies, we're gonna do the marinade for the lemon chicken. You guys are gonna make this on Tuesday night and bring one piece of chicken already marinated to class on Wednesday so that we can, I'll show you how to grill it. But I wanna show you how to do the marinade. You're gonna start with 3 lemons. I gotta make sure I'm telling you the right stuff, so I'm gonna look at my list here. We're gonna start with 3 lemons. And the part of the lemons that you wanna use is you wanna use the zest and you wanna use the meat of the lemon. There are several different ways to zest lemon. You can use a zester like this, if you have one, and you just take the zest off, like that. See that? If you don't have a zester, you can use a peeler and you can peel it off, because we're gonna stick it in the blender, right? So it really doesn't matter if it's big pieces. So you have the zest. You see there's no white, there's no pith. The white part of the lemon is the pith, that's the bitter part. If you're in a really big hurry, it really doesn't matter. You can throw the whole lemon in the blender. I'll show you that too. But what you really want is you want the zest and you want the meat. So usually what I do is I'll take and zest it first, and then I'll take and cut off the meat. Or I mean, cut off the pith. So you end up with, you know, just, I'm gonna take the rest of the zest off this first. Oh, no good. Helps if you take it off before you cut the ends off. That's what I get. There, went again. Oh, okay, so I've got all the zest off of that. I'm just gonna take the pith off. This one has quite a lot of pith. You can see how thick that is. Like, I probably wouldn't want to stick that whole in the blender. Like, you can though. If you're in a big hurry, just make sure you wash it and throw the whole stupid lemon right in the blender. I've done it before many times and it works just fine and it's still good. So if you're in a really big hurry, just take this lemon and you throw it in the blender like that. Right, but we're not in a really big hurry, so we're just gonna, I'm gonna zest these. It's a little bit, I like it better that way.
Do you have to have a certain blender?
If you wanna use the whole lemon, yes, you need a Vitamix or a
Blend-Tec or something.
Yeah, Blend-Tec or something like that. But if you're gonna take off the pith, which I would recommend that you do, then you can just use a regular blender. It doesn't really matter.
What kind of blender do you have?
This is a Vitamix, but I also have just a KitchenAid blender, which I actually prefer over the Vitamix. I only put it in the Vitamix because I was just gonna throw. See, this one has way less pith. Like, this one would actually probably be okay to throw in the blender, but I'm gonna take it off anyway.
What about a food processor?
Yeah, you can use that. You really want it to be kind of juicy. Like, you want to get the what do you call it? The seeds. You want to get the seeds all blended up. So it's better if you do it in the blender. I'm just gonna leave that one in there the way it is, because just to show you that you can just throw the whole thing in the blender. I washed those already, by the way. So I've got my zest and my meat in there, right? And I'm gonna throw in some olive oil. On the recipe I put oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you want. About a cup of oil and some soy sauce. Half a cup, maybe, of soy sauce. Whatever it says on there, I think. And some garlic. And just for fun, I wanna throw in, I was thinking about this, I'm gonna throw in a few of these cuties. And we'll see how different mine tastes from yours when you guys get yours done. But I'm gonna just throw in a couple cuties, just for fun. And then also you can put in, you don't have to, like that marinade would be good just the way that it is. But I'm gonna also put in some rosemary because I have it and it's good. You can put in basil, you can put in oregano, you can put in thyme, but I would recommend that you use fresh herbs. The dried herbs will work, but they're never as tasty. They never have as fresh a flavor. So I'm just gonna put those in there for fun. Okay, we're just gonna blend this baby up.
And you're not gonna put the skins of the cuties in there?
You could, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
It actually might be good if you did, because there's hardly any pith on a cutie. Here, let's throw this one in there. There's hardly any pith on a cutie, and there's a lot of oils in the skin, and that's where you get a lot of flavor. So I'm just gonna throw that in there. Let's see. Okay, let me make sure I got all that stuff in there. I'm gonna put a little ginger. I like ginger. So we're gonna throw that in there.
Is that a powder?
It is. This is ginger powder. You can use fresh ginger. If you use fresh ginger, don't use that much. because it'll be overpowering ginger. Right, so we're gonna turn that baby Okay, just wanna make sure everything's good and it's gonna be good. So then you're gonna take this, you're gonna put your chicken. I like chicken with skin on it, but if you're a boneless, skinless girl, go with boneless and skinless. You're gonna put it in a bag, you're gonna dump this on it, and you're gonna let it sit for 4 to 12 hours or however long. The longer you let it sit, the more the flavor will get into the meat. So depends on how much you like the flavor. Right?
Does it matter if the chicken's frozen or fresh, like thawed?
It needs to be thawed out.
Okay.
Or else it won't penetrate at all.
Okay.
So it needs to be thawed out. It can be from frozen, that's no problem. But it just needs to be thawed out when you put this on it.
Okay.
And then, there's something else I was gonna tell you. It's gone. Okay. So,
In the fridge for 4 to 12 hours.
yes. Oh, and so normally this sauce is gonna be really good when we add a little bit of sugar to it, but we don't wanna put the sugar in it until after we've marinated, because if you try to grill chicken on the grill with a sugary marinade, it will burn it every time. So I'm gonna add some sugar to this, but I'm not gonna add it until after we've taken the chicken out, have it on the grill. Then I'll take this marinade, put it on the stove, add a little bit of sugar to it, and make a sauce out of it to put back over the chicken later. So anyway, there it is.
Okay.